Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. If you like making money, subscribe to the channel. I'm looking at potential investment opportunities in the most undervalued sectors in the world. If that sounds interesting to you, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up for this content. I'm going to be talking about uranium explorers. With the explosive potential in uranium and with the valuation of where it's at, 60 pounds to 1 ounce gold of uranium. That lends us a great opportunity. It has lots of leverage to the move of gold in a commodities boom, which I think we're entering. So I want to go over what I think are some of the best uranium explorers in the world. And one of the regions that I think we should focus on is the Athabasca area. And I want to focus on companies that are on the outskirts of the basin looking for easy to mine uranium with the potential for the highest grades in the world. So the Athabasca region has the highest grades. If we can find some deposits that are easy to mine, I think that's going to be the most sought after deposits in the world. So I'm looking at explorers that could potentially find the most valuable deposits in the world. And I'm looking at where they're located around the basin. So let's jump in here. This is Uranium Explorers. I'll go over the explorers first, and then I'll show you where they're exploring. So this is the Uranium Explorers here. We'll just jump in here. These are the explorers that I like. Standard Uranium, Pure Point Uranium, Baseload Energy, Sky Harbor Resources, and Fission 3.0. And I'm going to go into each one of the presentations to show you where they're looking for uranium. So here we go. I'll start with Standard Uranium. So they've got some projects here. They're in the blue, and we want them to be on the outside of this Athabasca basin, basically. We want them to be kind of like on the edge here, like they are. So they've got a couple of projects, the Sundog project, the Davidson River project, this East Basin project over here. And they do have two in here, but if they find something on the outskirts out here, I think it could potentially be a very good spot to find something that could be easy to mine. So those are a couple projects that they have that they're going to be drilling. I think they're drilling it here shortly or this year. But Standard Uranium is one that I'm looking at because of the locations of the projects. Another one here, this is Sky Harbor. Here's the Athabasca Basin on the outside here. Their projects, they've got a lot of projects on the outside of the basin here of the sandstone. So I think if they can find something in one of these projects, it could be one that could really drive the price higher for these things. One, because they explored and found something, and two, it's in a good location. This one, there's a lot of top-tier Athabasca Basin uranium and thorium project portfolio with robust discovery potential. So they do have some thorium. They've got some strategic partners, Orano and Azincourt. And they also have quite a bit of insiders. It says insiders management and other key shareholders hold over 40% of the shares. That's Denison Mines Corporation, Marion Katusa, Sachem Cove Partners, OTP Fund Management, Jeff Phillips, Doug Casey, Extract Capital, and L2 Capital Partners. So this one looks pretty good, and I like the location of their projects. So that's Sky Harbor. Next, this one is Pure Point Uranium. They've got some projects kind of on the outside here in some pretty good locations. Red Willow's pretty good. You know, these are kind of in it a little bit, but not too bad. But they're kind of on the outside, so I like those outskirts there. And they do have some, Camco and Orano. They're helping find some of these things, Camco on Smart Lake and Hook Lake. So they're partnered up too. So I think that's a good idea. And where the locations of their projects are at, I like where those locations are at. So that was Pure Point. Next is Baseload. Baseload is looking a little bit, I'll say farther out, away from the Athabasca Basin. They've got Hook. They've got the Hook project. They've got Catharsis here, and they've got Shadow. And I think if you listen to James Sykes, the CEO, and some of his presentations, I think he's got some really good locations and good potential for finding some uranium finds. This is my largest holding for an explorer because I think James can pull this. I think he's going to find something. At least in one of these projects, we'll see. But that's the Baseload Energy, and these are the projects outside of the basin. And remember, this basin was much larger, I think, many millions of years ago when this thing was formed. So I think very well could have created many uranium deposits where these locations are at, and they would be very easy to mine if the topsoil was eroded down closer to the uranium. So that's potential there. Now, fission, this is Fission 3.0. It is related to Fission, the uranium company itself that owns the RRR project. So they have a bunch of projects that are around the Athabasca Basin all over the place. So this one here looks pretty good as well. I like that it's outside of the Athabasca sandstone area. And perhaps they're going to find some easy to mine stuff, just like their RRR project. So I think this one also looks pretty compelling, just from a short-term kind of looking where their projects are based at. And what I do, so just to speak about uranium just a little bit, uranium is below their cost basis. It has a lot of good potential out 10 years plus. These are the projects that are going to be feeding that growth in uranium. So what I'm looking for is easy to mine potential projects where they could find something and mine it. Not just something where they can find something and they don't know how to get it out of the sandstone. So I think that these companies, I can go back to these companies here, are the ones that I think are going to be pretty solid bets. If only one or two of these find something, I think that the potential returns could be gigantic. So those are the ones I like: Standard Uranium, Pure Point Uranium, Baseload Energy, Sky Harbor Resources, and Fission 3.0. I'm gonna add and have a good coverage here over all those. And the reason I'm going into, I don't normally go into explorers, but with the leverage and with how cheap uranium is at the moment, I think these have very large potential to find something and extract it and give a lot of value to shareholders. So I'm just spreading my money out a little bit amongst all these. Baseload's my highest, most overweight. And you guys can overweight whatever you want. Do your own research, do whatever you think is good, but I'm putting a little bit in each of these, and I'm going to let it ride. You guys like this content? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know your opinions. Put it in the comment section. I know some people, they probably want to see ISO Energy on here. I am an owner of ISO Energy, but more of their projects are inside the basin versus outside. So it's still a good company. I still own it. I just wanted to focus on maybe these that weren't as well known. Thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.